Frankencoaster at the House of Frankenstein on the Canadian side of Niagara Falls has been famously known as the Burger King coaster since it opened in 2020. It's located on top of the House of Frankenstein building, which is a haunted walkthrough attraction. But it's also on top of a Burger King, which is where it got its name from. But as you can tell by how janky it is, this is not its original home. It first operated at Sports Plus Entertainment Center on Long Island from 1996 to 2007 as Thriller Coaster. But it wasn't until over 10 years later that it got relocated to its current home. It's manufactured by Wisdom Rides, who is known for making some very weird and janky roller coasters. And this is probably one of, if not their jankiest coaster, at least that I've ridden. So if you don't really like janky roller coasters, then maybe this one isn't really for you. To access this coaster, you will need to go just past Burger King and Beaver Tails, and just under the House of Frankenstein entrance. It costs 15 Canadian dollars to ride, or about 11 US dollars, which seems like kind of a lot, but considering that it goes around twice, and it's in a tourist trap like Clifton Hill, it's really not too bad. The queue is pretty cool because it's almost like a mini haunted walkthrough with some surprises. But once you get up to the station, you have a great view of the area around you, and you will notice that each car of the train is actually a coffin, which is very fitting for the name. But now let's get into the layout. You start with one of many left turns into the lift hill, and at the top of the lift hill, there's this extremely abrupt jolt that throws you backwards. You can kinda see it in this footage, but it feels way crazier than it looks. It could kinda hurt if you're not ready for it, but I think it adds to the weirdness of this coaster. You then take another left turn into some straight track that slowly banks into a very tight turn that somehow gives a pretty good lateral jolt even though you're going really slow. Then there is a turn with laterals equally as strong, except this one is positioned right over the edge, so it feels like the train is just gonna fly right off the building. It's similar to a Wild Mouse, but much jankier. This next turn also has a mini drop, which picks up some speed. Just enough to throw front row riders into the following turn, giving more laterals. Then there is more straight track into another left turn, giving okay laterals. Then this next turn is split up by a drawn out speed hill, unfortunately giving no airtime, but this coaster's main focus is laterals, not airtime. But this brings you into the best sequence on the ride, the finale. It starts with a very powerful lateral jolt, and you turn to the left, then you pass through a set of trims that do nothing at all. And after one more turn, you have the helix. I definitely recommend riding in the back for this one, because the laterals are best back there. They start pretty weak, but by the end it has some of the most powerful laterals I've ever experienced. And if that isn't enough, the abrupt turn after is just as powerful. I was very surprised at how strong these laterals were, considering that this is a junior coaster with a top speed of probably around 25 miles per hour. After that, you have one final turn giving more normal laterals into the brake run, which is just the station. And hopefully you enjoyed your ride experience, because like I said, you go around twice. Frankencoaster definitely surprised me with its jankiness and very strong laterals. I definitely think that this is a coaster that every coaster enthusiast should ride at some point, between how it rides and just the way it looks, and its location and just everything about it. It's also pretty convenient because it's located right in between parks like Canada's Wonderland and Darien Lake. Frankencoaster is one of those rides where it's almost so bad that it's good. I have it ranked at my number 63 spot out of 140, over coasters like Jackrabbit at Kennywood and Invader at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. Overall, I definitely think that it's worth visiting House of Frankenstein to ride this coaster because of the laterals and its uniqueness. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.